welcome to Losing Weight with Elizabeth. Oh, the little tricksters.
We're just kidding.
Yay! Now I'll talk to you. I just want to do a quick shout out to Roberta, who cooks for me on Wednesday nights sometimes when I'm fortunate enough for it to happen, so we can watch the show. And last night, she said to me, I put everything in the crock pot, but I'm not sure how it'll turn out. Well, when Roberta's cooking, you know, and it was turkey meatballs with almond flour and Parmesan cheese.
Oh my God.
You know, and then all the other stuff you put in, but still very reasonable, probably about 75 calories for a meatball. And then she made it with white beans, and then she had these like crushed tomatoes, but they weren't really crushed. It was perfect. It was the most delicious dinner. She was completely concerned because she was putting a little bit of whole wheat pasta underneath, but you know, like a half a cup. It wasn't very much. And I was like, it's 110 calories. The whole bowl was like 450 calories, tops. Now the wine, Roberta. But, you know, but it was really good, really healthy dinner. And that's the whole thing about eating, you know, knowing that you can have good food. You can even make scalloped potatoes. You know what I mean? There's a million things that you can make. We're working on millions of recipes. Millions. Well, I don't know who I sound like. So 30 ways to lose weight permanently. And isn't that the only way you want to lose weight? Mm-hmm. Now, Mar, you've stayed pretty steady since we first got together. I mean, even though, you know, it's a few pounds up and a few pounds down, but you've pretty much maintained a good amount of your weight loss.
Yeah, good. I mean, I've kept off about 14 pounds of it, but I gained 10 in the past, like, 15 months. So
that's why you're here tonight.
Yeah.
So you're getting back on track. But the whole point is we don't want to keep losing the same weight over and over again. We want to get to maintenance, and we want to stay there. And now you went away on a vacation, and you stayed the same, and you were eating like you were a truck driver or something.
Yeah, truck driver's helper.
Yeah, right. Truck driver's helper. Is that what you said? So you know what I mean? And so this is what we have to expect, that we're going to have, you know, if you had been here, you know, during that time, like say once a month or something, could keep you on the straight and narrow, which is what we need to do. But that's the thing about it, is that once you lose the weight, you want to keep it off. Okay, so 30 ways to lose weight permanently. Most important word there. Now they say exercise 30 to 60 minutes a day. I don't know anyone who does that. Even the most gym crazy woman at our gym, and has a fabulous muscle and looks wonderful, even she takes Sunday off. And I find that if I don't take Sunday off, I get obsessed with the idea of doing, okay, I did 7 days, so now I should do 8. Now I should do 9, you know, in a row. Yeah. And I don't want to get obsessed with that, because when you do that, you get, you lose what you're trying to do. I mean, if you want to take a little walk on Sunday or something like that, the weather's nice, that's perfect. Mm-hmm. But 6 days a week is still pretty hard. But on Thursday morning, when I have so little time because I have to work, it's 30-minute cardio. Mm-hmm. That's all it is. I think any one of us could do 30 minutes of cardio and not even think about it. So exercise, you don't have to exercise to lose weight, but it is so much better if you do, because it's good for what? The list of stuff that I read the other day about exercise, every single thing about exercise that was so good for you.
Good for your health, for one thing.
For your health, yes, it was all these healthy things. Unbelievable. For your mental health, your inner self, your ego, everything about it was unbelievable. And I was going, well, why wouldn't you exercise? You know, that was when I read the article, I was like, I don't know why you wouldn't exercise. I think it was in the paper. I think it was in Sunday paper. It was absolutely excellent, excellent. But you know what? When you exercise, you have to start thinking, even at the moment, your future body, your future self. What do you want for your future self? That's what you have to start thinking, because that's what's gonna make a difference in you being agile and being able to get around and have balance and you know, lift your spirits and all of that stuff. It's unbelievable the amount of good things it does, but it's only 30% of weight loss. The other part is what? Nutrition.
Right.
Eating less. Well, I hate that part. Okay, eat small meals often and don't skip meals. I can even tell you how many people will say, "Oh, I didn't have breakfast. I didn't have lunch. Oh, I don't even understand that. I don't understand because I have to eat." Because I always like to say to I say when somebody said, "Did you eat?" and I go, "No," and I'm feeling a little peckish, which is a ridiculous word, peckish, but it's that's how I like to go. I'm more into a frazzle with no food. So whatever it takes for you to make sure that you eat enough food. I told you about that lady who only had the 500 calories a day. Look what happened to her. It's terrible. And then another lady who was doing like 900 calories a day never lost any weight. I could never understand it. The 500 calorie lady lost 50 pounds in 6 weeks and then gained 60 pounds in 6 weeks. Because that's what happens. Your body, is your body doesn't handle that well.
No.
And the other one just stayed the same, but that's not what you're coming to me
Right.
for. She wants to lose weight, but you have to follow the rule. You have to stay at 1,200 calories to 15. I like to stay at 1,200 during the week. I don't always, but I like to stay at 1,200 because I want to be able to have a little wiggle room on the weekends. So that's why I do it. Have fiber and vegetables, at every meal. What would be a good breakfast for you?
I mean, I usually eat cereal, but sometimes I'll have hard-boiled eggs. A lot of times I'll have the hard-boiled eggs for lunch.
They're so filling, aren't they, Ma?
Yeah.
They're
Yeah.
so filling and they're so easy and they're ready. And if you don't want to make hard-boiled eggs, because they are sometimes such a pain to peel, isn't it true?
No.
If you do it when they're hot, it's pretty.
No, I got a trick how to.
Oh, please tell us.
Okay, I read it and it works. And my daughter didn't believe me, but then she tried it. As soon as you take the eggs out, you know how you're supposed to put them in cold water.
Yes.
You put them in one of a glass jar or something with cold water. You shake the jar, and
Yeah.
then the shells start to crack, and they peel real easy.
I will try that the next time.
Yeah.
The batch I just did, no problem. I put them in the cold water and shook them.
Yeah,
and
but put
so
them in a glass, like those canning jars. That you put
Yes,
cover
I
on,
actually have
put cold
those.
water in there. You shake it, and they peel.
You can
Very
also
easy.
can also put it on the put it on the counter so that it breaks a little bit, and then roll it.
Yes.
And that
Yeah,
normally you can.
If you can get that skin started, you're done. But the batch before, honest to God, I almost had only yolks.
Oh, really?
Just was just a big mess.
Sometimes they do that. They
Sometimes
just
I think
won't-
sometimes if the eggs are older or I don't know. I don't know what makes that happen, but it does sometimes make it happen. So hard-boiled hard-boiled eggs are the best things ever. I think they're really great. And you know what? If you don't have time and don't want to do them, they have hard-boiled eggs at the store. They're ready. They're peeled. You can have them.
Do you know how many calories they are?
They're like 70, 80 calories, they're just an egg. It's just a peeled egg, though. Peeled hard-boiled egg, so it's really perfect.
Never saw them.
I know, I bought them one time. I wasn't as thrilled with them as I thought I might be, because how convenient is that for an extra $1, or me not running the stove, me not taking up time, me not doing any work. And I thought it would be really great. But I didn't like them like I like regular that I did. So I ended up making egg salad out of it. So, that was it. Now, once you get going and you're trying to lose weight, you really need to weigh yourself every day. I really didn't used to think that was a great idea. Remember, I used to say to you, you're cheating on me with that scale. But now I don't feel that way anymore because I know that you need to be aware every day of what's going on in your weight. But here's the trick, though. You cannot be distressed over it. If it's up a little bit, just make it a healthy day.
Right.
If it's down, celebrate by not eating to celebrate, which is apparently the way people like to celebrate is go out and eat. And so don't eat, but you say to yourself, oh good, it's down. Let me try to keep that pound off or that 2 pounds off. Whatever it is. Because one day you could weigh 2 pounds more and it would just be water weight. You can't gain. You cannot gain. Maybe unless you go to like one of these fairs and have, fried butter. Or what is it, deep fried butter? I don't know what that is. You can't gain 2 pounds. That's 7,000 calories. On our worst day of eating, we didn't eat 7,000 calories. So I say weigh yourself every day. Keep a food journal. You really need to track your food intake.
True.
Or at the very least, at the end of the day, write the date and how many calories you had. Even if you just figure it out in your head. Can you do that? Can you figure it out in your head?
I better if I write it down.
But
I think.
I write.
It's better if you write it down.
Yeah.
Not when you're on vacation.
No.
No sense in that.
No.
You will, when you go to Paris, you're going to lose weight.
Okay.
Because they don't give you any food. You're getting,
And they'll be walking a lot too.
And you're walking a lot. And because I remember they gave us 2 lamb chops, and they were the lollipop lamb chops.
Oh, wow.
And there was string beans almondine, ooh la la, and there was the salad was like one romaine lettuce with shaved cheese on it. I mean, it was really a small amount of food. And, the French, they have their cheese after their meal, cheese and fruit. It's really, but everyone who's gone to Europe comes back weighing less because you're going to have really good food. Really, and it's going to be healthy. It's going to be all GMO or Monsanto from, Frankenfurter factories, it's going to be healthy food. So we want to try to eat like that normally, but keeping a food journal, and also going away, you should go to the dollar store, get a notebook, and write everything that happens on your trip.
Right.
But
I
you
plan
know
on
what?
doing
It's
that.
almost a book. And it'll be such a fun thing because you forget stuff.
Yes.
I've done that with a lot of vacations. Remove all unhealthy snacks from the house. Now, this is a funny story. One of the ladies just started with me a month ago. Now, she's lost 5 pounds. And she's a really great cook, and she's been making some really healthy choices. And she got rid of as soon as the food was gone, she got rid of all the bad food. And her daughter is 15, and she's trim, but she keeps saying to her mother, "You're starving me." Because, she doesn't want to eat, she doesn't want to eat healthy. She wants to have cheese and crackers and potato chips and ice cream. This would be her meal. She's 15.
Right.
But her sons, 18 and 9, they want to eat whatever she's eating. We always wanted to eat whatever my mother was making or whatever she was eating, because whatever she picked out was always the best thing on the menu to us. We wanted to be in her plate. So we would wait for her to order, and then we would order the exact same thing. So because she was a good cook, but removing all the bad stuff from your house is pretty hard to mess up if you can't eat it if you don't buy it.
It's true.
And it saves you money. And if you just look, when you can't even read what's on the label, you can't even read what's on the label.
Right.
So you need to really you really need to look at those labels because they are some of the reasons why you've gained weight while we gain weight. In the 80s, remember there was that fat-free diet, but sugar was lauded as something okay for you that gave you a little energy, and that was a thing done by Harvard University, paid for by the Sugar Foundation.
Oh, there you
I
go.
know, it's awful. Yale did it for cigarettes. They had the guy doing cigarettes and saying, yeah, that's all. It's a lie. You can smoke. You could do it. It's okay. And that's Yale. Now, these are big schools
Right.
with reputations that
Right.
I would think would be really important to you. So you never can say, like they say, cranberry is good for gout. Who says? Does the
Cranberry
cranberry? Yeah.
Association.
Did they go to Wesleyan or something and do a study by paying for it, right? And then the scientists come up with whatever you want them to come up with,
Yeah.
apparently, because we know sugar's no good for you.
Right.
So, and there's sugar in everything. Be very careful of even picking out your yogurts because there's a lot of sugar in there. Then the other thing about reading labels and unhealthy thing, remember a couple of weeks ago, Sandy brought in the soup, which was delicious beyond measure, really delicious. But you know what? It had 510 grams of salt in it
Oh, really? Oh,
per half a package,
yeah.
which was about 3/4 of a cup of soup. So though I loved it, I have to find out what those spices are and make it myself because there was so much salt. Because I went to Costco's to get it and I was like, that's pretty disappointing. Why would you need to go like this with the salt shaker?
Right. Exactly.
Right.
Let people add salt to
Right.
your food. If you're a manufacturer, that's what should happen.
Right.
Let us add. If we think it needs salt, we'll add it.
Right.
I don't know if that has something to do with
Preserving?
yeah. Thank you. I always loved it. Lucille will just fill in a word for me just so
Fill in the
perfectly.
blanks.
It's really a good thing. The other thing is, if you can eat home often, it's better to eat home.
Absolutely.
Because it is hard to eat out because you don't know.
Right.
They could, every single thing, everything could be, could have some sort of fat or oil or, it's really hard to eat out. Even if you get a salad, they're putting craisins, they're putting in, candied pecans and walnuts. I mean, you can't get, you have to say, please no craisins, please no walnuts, please no, even though walnuts are good, but now they have sugar all over them.
Right.
You know what I mean? And now they have that new salad, which is really an old salad from like the 50s, but it's a new salad out where they cut the iceberg lettuce, which is no nutritional value whatsoever, and they pour blue cheese over it and bacon. It's bacon and
really?
blue cheese. I know. Really, how could that not be
I know,
delicious?
really.
Because that combination is ridiculous, but it's probably about 500
Probably,
calories
yeah.
for a quarter of a head of iceberg lettuce. So you're getting no nutritional value at all.
Right.
So, so eat home as often as you can. How about using? You don't use serving bowls, do you? You don't put serving bowls on the table. Say no.
No.
Just say, I'm just saying,
I
say
don't.
no. Just say no to serving bowls. It's just better. I think what I've got a couple of ladies doing that they're Italian and they cook like, everyone still lives in the house. You don't need to cook like that anymore. Your kids are gone. But they still cook, 6 pork chops or, you know what I mean? They don't need to do that.
No.
It's so much easier to just cook a little bit of food. But let's say you can't quite get yourself to do that. It's very difficult to get to the point for me, I pretty much cook just for myself. So I don't have to worry about it too much, but I don't want to cook every single night, so I kind of cook extra so I can make a plate for the next day. God bless you in there. and and uh, and so the thing is that if you're gonna make 6 pork chops, then make a plate for the next day, or 2 plates for the. You know what I mean? You don't need 2 pork chops.
Right.
You know, you really do not. You think you do, because that's the way we all grew up, right?
Right.
You know, but really don't. One should do it. I would be better off with say a, you know, and you don't need a baked potato like they serve you at, you know, like some of those baked potatoes, like they serve you at the fairs.
Right.
Take a perfectly great baked potato and then just pour everything you can imagine on it. No good whatsoever. So, well, they say don't eat while watching TV, but you know, I really can't say that I don't do that, because I love to have popcorn and grapes
I like
and,
popcorn too.
you know, a cup of tea later. And, you know, I have treats that I've saved calories for. But I think you can't lose weight one way and keep it off another. And unless you're a person who has their TV, say, in your bedroom, and you don't eat in your bedroom.
I never eat in my bedroom.
Yeah, I never eat in my bedroom. I don't even have a TV in my bedroom. I never eat in my bedroom. So, but to me, if you really are feeling hungry, or you're feeling like you really want something else, it's probably you're bored, especially if you had a decent dinner and a good snack. So what you really need to do is go to the room in your house that you don't eat in. That's really what needs to happen. How are we doing? Let's see. Oh, good. We're in perfect shape. Have a by tracking, let's just go back to tracking for a minute. By tracking, you have a grocery list. And every week that you track, you should write what happened when you come here and weigh in. You should check it out. Make sure. Then when you get on a plateau, which are pretty hard, you can go back to your journal and just repeat that week, and you have a grocery list. So to me, that's the best thing that you could possibly do, because it makes it so much easier. You know what they say? Increase your calcium, because it's appetite suppressant.
Really?
I know.
Oh.
And I'm thinking calcium is in what kinds of foods?
Broccoli?
Broccoli. Yeah. Is it in lemons?
Probably.
What's vitamin
Really?
C?
That's not.
That's not
Orange.
calcium.
No, that's different.
It's like calcium in milk, right?
Yeah, calcium
Okay,
is
all right.
milk.
So if maybe you should just see what you can have, because you don't know for sure if that's even this piece of paper right here could be the Calcium Consortium have paid them to have this. So it could be anything. When you go shopping, stay away from fat-free. I mean, there's a couple of things that I use that are fat-free. You know what I mean?
Syrup.
Yeah, fat-free syrup. It says for
Or
diabetics.
sugar-free, right?
Say sugar-free. It says, yes, but stay away from, we want to stay sugar-free. But we know that syrup has enough, calories. I mean, what did you say those calories was for a quarter cup?
250 for regular syrup.
What
quarter
was
cup.
in that syrup? I mean, that is unbelievable. And that's a quarter cup.
Right.
That barely covers my pancakes. But
You're better off if you're going to use real syrup. Use the real maple syrup.
real maple syrup, then you get
Instead
the
of all
good
that
flavor.
Other stuff that has all the preservatives in it.
Well, see, the thing is, though, Ann, you will pick something that's what you have. But I have to spend my extra calories not on maple syrup,
Right.
but I understand why you would want to, because that's what you like. But me, I'm now used to it. I'm totally used to it. And when I had maple syrup in New York City, I was a little bit like, so what's the big deal? But everybody's taste
Yeah,
is different. So but you're gonna, when you're shopping, stay away from fat-free stuff. One of the things that I do have is fat-free is the Calibro Regat. And for some reason, it's delicious. It doesn't have any more sugar in it. It doesn't have any more salt. It's the label is reasonable, and I just feel like that's a good choice.
It is.
So, you know, these are the things that we need to think about. You have to treat yourself like company. You know what I mean? You should set the table to the best of your ability, even if you're alone. Make it nice. Turn off the news. There can be nothing more horrible than the news right now. So we like our food. What would be wrong with, even if you're, I don't like it, but I know that eating alone, since I do it a lot, people get a little lonely when they do it. So maybe a book, or you know, you're playing word games, or you're doing a crossword puzzle, or you're listening to music, or you're doing everything. You know, we should enjoy ourselves.
Right.
Soft music, candle. You could light a candle and then blow it out in 15 minutes. But you'll feel better. With dimmer lights, you eat slower.
Yeah.
So all these things, there's a million lists everywhere on how to lose weight. But the more practical way that you lose weight is the way you're going to keep it off. You can't lose weight one way and keep it off another. So have a healthy week, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for stopping by.
That was good.
That was very
Thank you, because you know what? I can't read it.
Why?
Because it's blurry.
Oh, yeah.
It looks
yeah.
blurry, yeah.